What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new to the channel too and want to hit the subscribe button, that would help me out immensely. In the last video, you would have saw that we installed some big, juicy Porsche Turbo 18Z front calipers. They are awesome. The install was essentially bolt-on, so if that video helped you, be sure to drop a like in the last video. We got them powder coated and they look absolutely amazing. And best part of all, they work, and my stopping clamping force is so much better and I'm so much more comfortable now driving. And now in this video, I am doing an install which is a little bit extra. It's not needed, but you all know me, I like to be extra, and we just got a package all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico from GK Tech. Let's just get right to it. And here we have our GK Tech Hydro Kit specifically for the R32 Nissan Skyline. It's just really this bracket is what makes it specific, but you know me guys, it's like being very extra, and I got this in a combo discount as well. So as you see here, from left to right, we have our adapter bracket. This bolts onto the trans tunnel like so, and no trimming is needed per instructions. We got the hand brake. This one with an anodized black, nothing too fancy. We do have our stainless steel braided line kit with all the accommodating lines, and they're also labeled for you too. We got the T fittings and banjo fittings inside. We have our Flux 5/8 master cylinder. And then we have the cage, which bolts into the master and then onto the bracket there. So the first part of this install should go pretty smoothly. It should be also pretty self-explanatory. We'll go ahead and mount the master onto the cage, handbrake into the cage, and then the assembly onto the bracket. And then we'll go ahead and mount that into the car. The second part, running the lines may be a little bit time consuming, but not hard at all. Of course, we're gonna route this inside the car, do as less drilling as possible, and get these routed nice and cleanly. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the handbrake. All right, and just like that, we have the whole assembly mounted. Everything's on the remote mount. Torque the spec. Feels good, honestly. I'll probably put like a nice Vans shoe style grip on this. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory guys, very easy. GK Tech also has a video on the install that'll aid to your success. So now let's go ahead and put this in the Skyline and then start routing our stainless steel braided brake lines. All right, so all we need to do to get this mounted is take off the shifter surround. I'm sure we can manipulate this to move. Probably have to get rid of the rear part of the center console, but these holes should line up to the OEM positioning of the bolts on the trans tunnel, and then it gives us adequate room for our master. All right, the GK Tech Hydro is finally in. To remove the center console, you literally have to take apart almost the entire dash, all the bits and bobs of screws, just to get this front portion out, because the bracket's not going to fit over the shifter. It's just, man, all of this for that. But the Hydro's in. It looks good. It is mounted securely, and it is definitely not going anywhere. So now I'm going to go ahead and put everything back, clean up everything as well, and then we can start installing our stainless steel lines. I'll probably leave the back portion of the console out so I can tuck the lines underneath the carpet and towards the end of the trunk. All right, got the interior almost all back together, but the Hydro is looking very nice, very clean. Went ahead and installed the banjo line on the left-hand side, kind of tucked away, looking nice and clean. It looks pinched, but it is not. And of course, I'm gonna route this underneath the center console. I will route it underneath the carpet, and then tomorrow when I have time, I'll pull out the rear seats and see where we can drill for our T-fitting. And these stainless steel lines that you buy are plenty of length to get to the left and right side caliper. But my seam position is on point, and this thing feels good. I cannot wait to get the calipers in, get them powder coated, and get these installed because I am desperate to use the handbrake. All right, so I just finished up routing the lines. I felt like not drilling holes in my vehicle. I like to keep everything as OEM as possible, utilizing OEM holes. So what I ended up doing is going into the shifter housing. I went ahead and put some trim on the shifter surround and then some heat sleeving on the first like 1.5 feet of the steel braided line. Got a P-clamp in there so it doesn't move and it is not kinked. You can't see too well, but I have the brake line routed right above the drive shaft, utilizing OEM holes and some cable ties. Keep it nice and secure. It does have a little bit of slack, but it's not going to touch any moving parts. And then coming to the T-fitting, I just cable tied it to the e-brake. Again, has plenty of slack, especially in the e-brake. Shouldn't be an issue. And then got everything routed to the driver's side. And then to the passenger side. Again, avoiding all moving parts. And I just have them tucked away with some fittings so I can still drive the Skyline while we wait for the calipers to arrive. Was so far a successful install. Next step, wait for the calipers, get them powder coated, and then we can reinstall everything and start bleeding the entire system. All right, it is the next day and we got a very special package all the way from Enjuku Racing. And we've got our Z32 calipers and brake pads. I went with this brand called Rofu. Haven't heard a lot about them, but I've heard nothing but good things about them. And these were significantly cheaper than buying a set of old Z32 turbo brakes. I believe I paid $250 shipped for a pair of calipers and a set of pads, and like online on eBay, people are asking like $300–400 for some old crusty Z32 calipers. All right, and here we have our brand new Z32 calipers. Rofu, not so sure. Again, haven't heard too much about these, but only heard positive things. Not a bad price point. I'm not keeping these red. I will be sandblasting these and of course making sure all of the calipers on the Skyline match up, but can't beat $250 shipped for this whole set here. And I just went with their brake pads as well. They had good ratings at lower temperatures, and again, this is just essentially for the handbrake, not a crucial priority, but it will get the job done. But I'm super stoked on these. Comes with new brake pad hardware, you know, and just new caliper hardware in general. And I picked these up on eBay. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and test fit one of them on the passenger side. And again, my rear GK Tech drop knuckle already has a provision for a secondary caliper. All right, got the caliper on and it looks hot. I'm with it, I dig it. Fits right into the secondary caliper location from GK Tech. And also have plenty of line for the hydro line. Got plenty of slack as well. Looks sweet. I'll have to say the red definitely isn't it on the Skyline, but cannot wait to show you guys the new color of the calipers once that powder coating comes in. But it's looking good, really confident about that. Now let's check it out with the wheel. All right, wheel is on. The new Z32 caliper clears the low disc face of the KF. Looks super sick. Nissan caliper kind of hiding in there, but looks good, everybody, if I do say so myself. Now, like I mentioned again, next step, powder coat, and then we can solidify this install. What's good, everybody? It is about 4 weeks after the last clip. Got the powder coating in, sent all my calipers to my buddy Tyler, who runs a business called Powder Bros here locally in Tucson, Arizona. Does phenomenal work. Got the calipers back last night, give them a good polish and a ceramic coating, and they look absolutely amazing. Let me reveal the color that I chose. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If I cooked or not, these calipers, again, absolutely amazing. I decided to go with a color from Prismatic Powders called Sparkling Amethyst. It looks blue on camera, but it's actually a deep purple with purple and pink flakes. Everything laid down perfectly, no excess powder coat in any of the brake line channels. These are super sick. And then with the light, yeah, that's perfect. Exactly what I want. So we have the rear calipers here. And then this is for another video, the 18Z Porsche calipers. Again, ceramic coated, good for 10 years. They're gonna help me significantly when I'm drifting the car and getting my calipers clean. But now let's go ahead and install the rear calipers, get this hydro bled, and enjoy the Skyline. All right, got the left-hand side in. Incredibly stoked with all of that. Now let's see what it looks like with the wheel on. All right, got the wheel on. Sorry if visibility is an issue because the calipers are pretty dark, but they look absolutely amazing in here. Incredibly stoked on my color choice. So I got everything bolted up, just gonna double check my work now, and then we can go ahead and bleed the handbrake, and then I will be bleeding the other set of calipers on my own time. All right, everybody, just got done bleeding all the calipers and the handbrake. It looks so good in there. Honestly, it feels so good. Huge shout out to my brother. Squeeze in here. Feels awesome, and cannot wait to test this. I think it goes back pretty quick, but I'm pretty sure at some point in time this assembly might rip out from the trans tunnel, so I think it would be in my best interest to get this reinforced a little bit better, because my friend told me he's ripped this thing out at least 3 times, and I mean, under competition and just going crazy with this, not knowing how much strength I have, bound to happen. But pretty happy with the setup. Again, all GK Tech and Rofu calipers. Can't beat the price point, and you honestly cannot beat the quality. All right, everybody, and on that note, that is all I have in this video. In the next video, I will be product testing or road testing the handbrake setup, as well as my new 18Z Porsche calipers. I'm incredibly stoked on that. I do it today, but honestly, I am heat exhausted. I've been in the garage for like 7 hours, and I just want to eat dinner, shower, and go to bed. But if you guys have any questions regarding the install, again, work out the parts, and any further questions with the install, be sure to reach me via Instagram. Is the best place to get a hold of me. So thank you again, everybody, so much for the continued love and support. And if you're new to the channel too, want to hit the subscribe button, that'd be awesome. Remember, aim high, drive low. I'll catch you next video. Take care.